Now, coronavirus cases in the U.S. are spiking across the Sun Belt as the economy reopens. Arizona, Texas and Florida have reported their highest case numbers yet. Joining us from New York is Bloomberg's Annmarie Hordern with the latest. Annmarie, great to see you as always. So why are those states suffering the most? And is the U.S. the only country that may have a second wave as it reopens? I mean, we know it's happening in China, but more sort of in terms of Europe, U.S., U.K.
Yeah, Nara, we should really just go around the world and talk about what we're seeing. Regionally, it's ebbing and flowing, but globally, the pandemic is marching on. And if you look at the data, and experts say we're 6 months in and the coronavirus is winning. In Asia, as you mentioned there, China, South Korea, these were places that in the beginning contained those local outbreaks. They're now seeing a resurgence. We spoke about this all week in terms of what Beijing is doing, in terms of halting some flights and having children go back to virtual learning. In Europe, Germany is really the one to be concerned with at the moment. A meatpacking plant had hundreds of workers test positive. They tested over 1,000 workers, and 730 of them came back positive. Latin America, which at one point was really shed early on from the pandemic, is really the new epicenter, especially Brazil. And then, as you mentioned, the United States, it's these Sun Belt states. It's Texas, it's Florida, it's Arizona. They're seeing higher hospitalization numbers and they're seeing higher case numbers. The worry is, what does this do to the hospital capacities? And there's a critical limitation, and we know, and that is, of course, hospital staff. I have to say, the tables have turned a bit when you look at New York and Florida. At the height of the pandemic in New York in March, Florida had New Yorkers quarantined for 14 days. Now, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is thinking about doing that. If you visit from Florida and come to New York on Monday is set to reopen into phase 2. Restaurants, dining outside, as well as hair salons. I know, Nara, you and I have both been missing.